The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here for the OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series, as they are at Talladega Super Speedway. It is the big, bad, fast mamma jamma. We're going to see 3 wide, 4 wide, maybe even one brave soul named Les Levy trying to make it 5 wide. Welcome, sit on down, grab a hold of a cold beverage, grab onto something tight, as we are ready to go racing here tonight. My name is KR Stolfus, and as always, in the booth with me is none other than the highly esteemed, highly sought after by his local constabulary, Dave Worrell.
I have no idea what a constabulary is, KR, but glad to be here once again, getting to see some great super speedway action. Week in and week out, we see it. Qualifying, getting ready to fire things off here, KR. So we'll let you grab a hold of, I believe, Brian Mansfield, the rookie, maybe out there already.
Brian Mansfield in the 23 machine rolling out on the track along with Logan Helton. Those two rookies wasting no time getting up to speed here at this Daytona or Talladega track. Ooh, forgot where I was for a minute.
Talladega.
Taltona. Yeah,
It's all right.
it sounds about right. So Brian Mansfield in the 23. We'll see how he stacks up here tonight. 10 minutes in this qualifying session to turn 2 laps. Mansfield out of the Team MSR stable. Sticking to that high line, several other drivers starting to roll out as well. The 28 of Derek Conley. After an absence, he is returning to the Monday night. Glad to see the 28 machine out here tonight with us. Derek Conley, no stranger to sitting on the pole. We'll see if that 28 has some magic left in it still.
Another driver looking for some magic still left in the tank. Ernie Williams back on track for the second week in a row, KR. Out there putting down some qualifying laps now as well. So going to be interesting to see what Ernie does 2 weeks in a row. We're pretty good.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to call a race that Ernie Williams is in. Ernie, no stranger to this super speedway league. Been around for a season plus, 2 seasons, I believe. Drivers now starting to turn in some time. Cody Ober in the 8 machine running a new paint scheme here tonight. Right now he finds himself in second place, but he has finally dropped down to that yellow line to try and turn his fast lap.
And you're going to notice that through qualifying, KR, just like at Daytona, you're going to, that up to speed lap, that first lap, they're kind of just trash throwaway laps. You're just getting the car built up to speed and trying to get as much out of it as you can for that third, well, essentially a third final lap. You're going to hug that yellow line the entire way around this huge track. 2.65, something like that, I do believe.
2.6566. It's big. It's big, it's fast, and it's a tri-oval. And paved. It's paved. It's not dirt. Robert Duvendak in the 10 machine. He has won 2 of the last 3 races. We're at race number 4 this season. And he is on a tear. Already got 2 wins in his back pocket. That 10 machine trying to sit on pole. Cody Ober in the 8. Right now in that top spot. Rodney Cobb in the 44. He has moved into 3rd place. And Dave, tell me who you're looking into now.
I'm actually just looking down at the timing and scoring charts right now, KR, and I'm noticing a lot of big names not going out on track just yet. Anthony English, Donald Stewart, he's a rookie, but he's been up there at the front for the past 3 races. Rick Sebrands, Mark Mann, Les Levy, all those drivers not hitting the racetrack just yet. Hunter Reynolds also still yet to turn in a lap, so qualifying winding down just a little over 5.5 minutes, and I'm looking at that a little bit more concerned on what may be the strategy going on.
Well, qualifying not too terribly important here at Talladega. 94 laps. Pack racing. Qualifying really doesn't mean much when you can go from the back of the pack to the front in 3 laps. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much just yet. We check in on the 11 of Chase Berry. He's dropping down to the grass, trying to make it as quick a lap as possible. And the 11 of Chase Berry going to cross the line, and he is going to post a time good enough for 14th. The 82 of Dan Harrington out on track. Dan Harrington, you can check out his live stream at Demon Tech 82. That's Demon TEC 82. Good little stream he's got going on there. Maybe change the angle a little bit, change your perspective of the race. They do try and bring you on board action, but he's doing a live stream of it from his point of view the entire race. Little different setting there.
Yeah, you know, KR, I actually tried to do that myself, and the bad thing is everybody just gets to see sky ground, and then smoke. So it doesn't usually turn out well for me.
That's all right. Not everybody is a talented driver, Dave, but at least you try, and that is important.
Hey, if we were, somebody's got to be the loser, because then, you know, everybody can't win. So somebody's got to be, you know, the bad guy, right?
Absolutely. We're called field fillers, Dave. If we're not in the broadcast booth, we're filling the field. We're the also rans. Les Levy
thinking about starting park.
Yeah, Les Levy in the 62, riding that high line, trying to get his machine up to speed, burning off as much fuel as possible. Get those tires as warm as possible. Speaking of warm, our track temp right now is 128 degrees. These cars are going to be a handful for these drivers. Looking for some cloud cover here to chill that track down some. But it is going to take quite a while before that track gets down to a comfortable temperature for these tires. Josh Milam in the 7, rolling that high line down the back stretch here at Talladega. Just under 2.5 minutes left in qualifying.
And I think a lot of these drivers are cutting it real close to the end of qualifying here, because Rick Seabrands is about to begin his hot lap, if you will, coming across the line the first time right now. But he's going to try to improve that. No, he's just going to lay down one lap, and that's it.
Rick Seabrands moving into 9th place. Mark Mann moving into 2nd. Our pole sitter continues to be the 8 of Cody Ober. Another driver out on track, the 24 of Will Weber. Will across the line, good enough for 19th spot. Several cars running a tribute paint scheme here tonight. So with that being said, guys, we're gonna step away for our national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back for tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave the home of the brave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as drivers are starting to line up. We are ready to bring you tonight's starting grid. Row number 1, going to be brought to you by the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. Anthony English in the 40 machine and Cody Ober in the 8. Row 2 will be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 04 of Mark Mann. Row 3, the 63 of Logan Helton and the 78 of Donald Stewart. Row 4, the 10 of Robert Duvendak and the 44 of Rodney Cobb. Row 5, the 28 machine of Derek Conley, and on his outside, the 12 of Tristan Walker.
Starting inside row number 6, the 7 of Josh Milam, followed by the 53 of Dave Hunt. Row number 7, the 4 of Rick Sebrands, and the 00 of Rob Connors. Row number 8, the 52 of Randall Cobb, and the 62 of Les Levy. Row number 9, the 95 of James Mayer, followed by that 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Row number 10, the 82 of Dan Harrington, and rounding out your top 20, the 77 of David Booth.
Row 11, the 35 of Doug Rice and the 15 of Alex Green. Row 12, the 24 of Will Weber, and on his outside, the 51 machine of Travis Elliott. Row 13, the 23 of Brian Mansfield and the 11 of Chase Berry. Row 14 will be the 84 of Aspen Belvin, and Cody Eldred being our race admin here tonight. Thank you very much, Cody, for doing that thankless job for us. Three stages here tonight. Stage 1 going to end on lap 20. When they cross the start finish line to complete lap 20, should a caution come out that will cover that lap, well, then we'll just have to wait from race control to tell us who was the leader at the time of the caution. But Dave, these drivers working their way down the backstretch into 3 and 4. We're getting ready to go green flag racing.
Once again, it is time. The Ford Buttstain will make the left-hand turn. There it goes. Still a long way around to get to the restart box for these OP Racing Super Speedway drivers. When they do, the engines are going to come alive, and we're going to get this thing started once again. Race number 4 out of 21 KR. Things about to go down.
Long wait to the start finish line here at Talladega. Anthony English in the 40 has control of the field. Green flag is out. And we kick off tonight's race as everyone starts to make their way towards turn number 1. Getting up to speed quickly here as they're going to send it off into turn 1. Drivers all side by side, nose to tail. And that is how they're going to be most of this night. First 3 cars on the inside lane getting hooked up very quickly here. And the 26 of Hunter Reynolds making a move to the outside.
Making moves already early in the race. That 26 of Hunter Reynolds, he sees the lead and he wants it, leading that outside lane, followed by, I believe that's Cody Ober just behind him on that outside lane. And KR, I want you to look at those paint schemes up there. Those 3 cars, they're inside the top 6. I believe they got a special little tribute out there on them.
Yeah, several cars here tonight carrying the fallen basketball player Kobe Bryant. His colors, his number in some form or fashion. And just trying to pay tribute to a man that was just taken from us a little too soon. Down into 3 and 4, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Oh, he's gonna get turned, contact made, big stack up. And we got cars facing the wrong direction, everyone going which way. The 28 of Derek Conley involved into this one. Doug Rice getting a piece of it. And lap 2 is gonna bring out the first caution of the night. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see where this goes wrong. The 8 of Cody Ober just get it into the back bumper of the 26. And then that is going to collect everyone else behind them. So many cars going for a spin here. The 44 of Cobb involved as well. Take another look from the blimp. See the 8 over just hooks the 26. Everyone taking evasive action, trying to miss. And a lot of cars getting torn up here early in stage 1.
Yeah, very, very early in stage 1 to have that many cars caught up in it, but that's what happens when it happens up at the front. A lot of drivers going to be stuck behind it with nowhere to go, and some are going to get it after the fact. But I'm looking at somebody that made it through. Batman looks like he's made it through the field up to the 4th position. Mark Mann switching back to the Batman mobile. So, yeah, I'm digging the paint scheme once again.
Several drivers making their way down pit road, but a couple others not ready to commit to pit lane. One of those is the 04 of Mark Mann. He's got his Batman paint scheme out. Might be bringing him a little bit more luck here. He's looking for his first win of the season. And as we like to do, or as I like to do for Mark, well, Mark, I know it's early, but you're up front, man. This one's yours. All right, beer crack out of the way. I mean, adult beverage. Adult beverage. It's a soda. I
Mug
swear.
root beer.
It's a soda. There would no reason to have illicit activities in the broadcast booth.
No, man, I understand exactly what you said. It's what I drink in soda you. That's a knee jerker, bro, ain't it? No.
Oh, my knee hurts. Oh, you jerked it so hard.
Easy, easy. So, superstitions. Speaking of Mark Mann switching back to the Batmobile, riding once again. KR, you race. You're a dirt track racer. What kind of oddball superstition do you got?
Well, I like to have a quarter taped to the top of my wing.
No clue, but okay. I get what you're saying, but I have no idea why you would do it, but sure.
Hey, you said weird superstition. That's what they all are.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And looking out at the chat over on the YouTube side here, KR, Logan's asking if we can go silent on lap 24. I am not opposed to that. I will let you make the final calls and decisions, but Not sure how that involves the stage either.
But we'll do our best to try and make that happen. I believe it should be the end of stage, or when they kick it off, stage number 2. But yeah, lap 24 in honor of recent events, or in respect of recent events, I should say. We'll do that, but before then, we do gotta get through some racing here. All the drivers making their way back out on the track. A couple of them may have had to burn a fast repair here early. That is not something you want to have in a 250-mile race here at Talladega, but sometimes those are the cards you are dealt.
Absolutely, and I think we're gonna see a second pack develop. Some of these drivers that may have had to burn through that fast repair may not want to be up there close to where it could happen. But as we all know, with restrictor plate racing, you can be trying to be as safe as you can back in the pack, 2 seconds away from the lead pack, and you get turned into the wall. I mean, things happen everywhere. Everything's going on so fast here. But I would expect to see some drivers just kind of playing it cool that may have been involved in that latest incident.
So lights are still on that Ford Mustang. Mark Mann stayed out, did not come down pit road. James Mayer, Robert Duvendak, Rick Sebrands, those 4 drivers all elected to not hit pit road this time. Everyone else behind them coming down pit road to either top off the fuel tanks, repair damage, and take tires. Whew, man. I don't know about you, Dave, but I'm ready to fire this thing back up again.
Ready to go, but we have got to wait one more lap around this track before we get set to go back green flag racing. And it looks like, if I am not mistaken, it looks like most of the Alliance Motorsports drivers are right up here inside of your top 5. So a team coming out dominating the front of the field early here tonight. Still a lot of laps left to go though, KR. 90 laps, 89 when we cross the line this time by. Still have the 2 stage breaks, so a lot of racing still yet to be had.
Yes, tons of racing to go as we're going to start lining up here. Lights go out on the pace car, probably because it's a Ford Mustang and it's had an electrical short. Yeah, Dave, I'll tell you what. You know, as much as we like to poke fun at each other and our driving abilities, and then, you know, it's easy to call a race up here in the booth. It's pretty difficult to manage a race and whatnot. OP recognizes that. They do allow teams. They use TeamSpeak communication. They have team channels. So we will have different teams try and bring them to you tonight. And as you mentioned, right now, Alliance Motorsports taking up the top 4 spots. They elected not to stay out. And as I look down my list here, I believe the only Alliance Motorsport that is outside that top 4 is Anthony English, who had to come down pit road.
I mean, there's a strength in numbers, and when you fill out the first 2 rows, I mean, the race management is already in your favor. Everybody knows, though, in restrictor plate racing, we're teammates until lap 94, and then it's every man for himself, every driver for himself. Pace car finally moving out of the way to go get that thing fixed back up. Mark Mann's gonna have control of this thing when we go back green. James Mayer sitting to his outside. Last week's race winner Robert Duvendak sitting in 3rd. long wait to get to this restart box, KR. It takes these drivers forever. Got to stay steady. Don't want to group up the field too much. We're back. Green flag racing once again, and James Mayer gets a great start on the outside. Not sure if it was by design, but he's going to be well and clear of the 04 of Mark Mann, dropping to the bottom now. That's going to put Rick Seabrands leading that high lane. Robert Duvendak about 1 car length off of the rear bumper of Mark Mann, now closing in that high line, starting to get the job done halfway down the backstretch.
Back of the pack, everyone's scrambling, trying to find some room to run the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. He is the tail end of this lead pack, and then a short gap back to the 12 of Tristan Walker and the 51 of Travis Elliott. As we go on aboard with the 51 machine, Elliott, part of the Vapid Yeet Racing, trying to
Cody over, Dave Hunt, Leslie, Doug Rice, all of those drivers about 2.5 seconds or more off of your race lead.
7, the 8. That is the 53 of Dave Hunt. Dave Hunt, a rookie here with the OP Racing Super Speedway Series on Monday night. If you're interested in making the show here on Monday night, you can hit up OP Racing underneath the league tabs of the iRacing League section. Apply to their feeder series that runs on Wednesday night or Saturday night, and then prove that you are capable of driving in a respectful manner. You will get an invite up into the Monday Night League.
KR, it looks like we're already starting to see some of that 3-wide racing action going on just at the rear of this front pack. Alex Green jumped right to the outside just in front of that 51 of Travis Elliott. Those drivers started to move. Then Alex Green had a little bit of a wiggle and a wobble. Luckily, he didn't hit the wall or fall down, but that's going to leave Chase Berry out there in the 11 by himself now. And nobody looking like he wants to go with him, so maybe the 3-wide's going to die out here, but I don't know. We've seen cars managed by themselves out there with that side draft. There you see Berry utilizing that coming into turn 3. Looks like he's got some help on the way, though.
Yeah, Chase Berry just hoping that that 63 of Logan Helton can get to his back bumper. Logan has been a front runner towards the end of these things, but has been unable to seal the deal yet. Logan would like to pick up a win here early. Know that he is eligible for the championship by doing that and then completing the minimum requirements. That 63 has been one that other drivers have noticed, not because of how he drives poorly, but because of how that 63 is always at the front.
I bet you if we had a fan vote, and I knew I was stuttering right there, just because it's kind of overwhelming or unbelievable. A rookie steps into this league the way that he has so far this season, up at the front, race in, race out, right there at the end, and he's got one heck of a following. If we had a popular driver vote, I'm sure he would run away with it right now, KR.
Yeah, this young kid bringing in his fan base, happy to showcase his talents here. The 63, a little bit of a wiggle coming off of turn 2, sets his sights now down the backstretch. Got a little bit of work to do to get to the front of the field, but more than capable of making it happen. Meanwhile, speaking of the front, the 95 of James Mayer has been out front for 4 laps now. He is our third different leader.
And well, KR, we're only 12 laps into this thing. We finally get to say it. 3 wide at the front of the field, coming to the line this time. Rick Seabrands in the middle, Mayer on the bottom, the 91 of Ernie Williams right there leading that high lane. Didn't take very long, and it started to happen. Seabrands now drops to the bottom. That's going to put, I believe, Donald Stewart right there leading that middle lane. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but yeah, I believe that is Donald Stewart, isn't it?
The 78 machine is piloted by Donald Stewart. Got that middle lane rolling, and he is hunting for the front. He can lead at the line. It would be his first lap lead of the night. Working a lap 13 on the front stretch to complete this lap. Drag a race to the start-finish line down through the tri-oval. Rick Seabrand's in that 4 machine. If he can get out front, he is a tough one to remove from that front spot. That 4 machine leading here early.
And I'm somewhat amazed at how quickly that 3 wide kind of broke apart and left. In less than a lap, it was there and then it was gone. Just as you see it trying to come back once again on the outside line. Can they get that third lane working again, or will we have drivers bail out to the middle? Still pit flags, KR, pit flags in the air. Yeah, pit flags.
Yeah, pit flags coming up soon.
Right? Pit flags.
Stage 1 going to end on lap 20. Some of these guys got enough fuel, but the ones that stayed out, Alliance Motorsports drivers, 4 of them stayed out. Will they have enough to make it to the end of the stage? It is always very close on fuel and depends on how much you can save. That third lane being led by the 11 of Chase Berry, starting to make up some ground. The 51 of Travis Elliott pushing that 11 machine. 2 cars working that high side right along the wall. They are closing in quickly on this race lead.
Yes, they are. And as I said, man, it happens so fast when that outside lane gets up there and actually gets moving forward. They drive right to the front, but it's like they're hitting just a wall of air, which obviously they are now trying to break up the air with the other 2 cars in front. It's just like they get there, but they don't have quite enough to get by. They're going to have a little bit more numbers, be a little bit more organized. They're going to try to get by those 2 drivers leading those inside lanes, the 78 of Donald Stewart and the 4 of Rick Seabrand. So Chase Berry's got his work cut out for him.
Third lane dropping back a little bit, but it's going to build some momentum down the front stretch. Can they make it to the front here? The 4 Rick Seabrands has some help from his teammate James Mayer in the 95. They are nose to tail and working together quite beautifully here. Mayer had the room to go up in front of Stewart, but he stays glued to the back bumper of the 4 machine. Meanwhile, their other teammate, the 10 of Robert Duvendak, he is tucked in behind them with Mark Mann between them. So Alliance Motorsports all running on that inside line.
Looking like it's a team thing by design once again. Green flag pit stops still may need to happen before the end of this stage, KR. I believe most of the drivers, or at least those Alliance Motorsports drivers, they've got about 18 laps or so on their fuel. With the stage end looming, I'm not sure if they can make it or not.
Yeah, I really don't know either. It's going to be very close. On fuel, we have seen drivers get to the end of the stage and run out of fuel trying to catch up to the pace car and make their way back around to pit road.
Absolutely, and now that third lane starting to get those numbers. We've got 5 cars up there now. Those 2 inside lanes still have more numbers, but the energy that third lane can create out there on the outside is going to be one that you're going to have to deal with. Keep the car straight enough, keep the wiggle down, do a little side drafting going into the corners. You may be able to pull that move off from that very, very high, wide, and handsome line. But Chase Berry is trying to get the job done. I mean, he is trying, KR. He's been up there for 3-4 laps now.
Yeah, now he's got the benefit of 4 cars working with him, not just the 51 of Elliott, but they are not able to get to the front just yet, and that high line really losing some ground here. They have got to stay nose to tail, and everyone pushing hard. Now the 11 of Barry gonna check into that middle lane.
He chucked it out the window. That's what he did, JR. He said forget it and went down to the bottom, and then just as fast went back to the outside. But now he's got a new dancing partner just in front of him. Nope. He leaves that 62 out to dry on the outside lane. Sorry, I believe. Yeah, that was it. No, 82.
A lot of movement in the middle of this pack here. A lot of sideways snaking action. And oh man, when you start seeing that, things get tight. Drivers start really getting their elbows up, trying to take advantage of an opening. But the 95 of James Mayer coming around to complete lap 20 and bring an end to stage number 1. James Mayer at the line. The 78 of Donald Stewart gonna get a run on him, but not there just yet. I'm not sure, but I think that was James Mayer, but Stewart had a huge run, and that one was close.
I can't call that one, KR. So from my vantage point up here where I'm watching from tonight, yeah, that was too close for me to call.
So with the caution coming out for the end of stage number 1, James Mayer in the 95 taking over the top spot. I am going to assume it was him, as Donald Stewart's going to roll into second place here. But that Alliance Motorsports did not pit. Looks like they have enough fuel to make it back around. So a good strategy call by them. And race control confirming that, yes, it is the 95 of James Mayer.
Heck of a job by him as well as his teammates to make that gutsy call. Once again, that's why I'm glad I'm not up on top of one of those pit boxes, KR, because I probably would have came down pit road when we had that caution just to be safe. But points in the bag for the 95 with that stage win. So hats off to him, his guys, and the whole team over there.
So with the field forming up behind the pace car, pit road is going to open up. And I believe we'll see everyone coming down pit road. All of our drivers are on the lead lap. So the end of stage 1 is an opportunity to catch your breath, get serviced by your pit crew, and get ready to go at it once again. The 95 bringing the field onto pit road. Everyone hitting pit lane. 95 into his pit stall. Got to be clean and precise. Anthony English in the 40 into his pit box. And already Stewart down and away. He's going to win the race off of pit road. Alex Green going to follow suit. 3-way race off of pit road. Going to be won by the 40 of Anthony English between him, Chase Berry, and the 04 of Mark Mann. But Donald Stewart winning the race off of pit road. But the 95 of James Mayer is our stage 1 winner. And let's see if we can't get a word in with the 95 himself. James, you got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, congratulations on the stage win. First of all, tell us what it took out there to get that 95 to that stage win.
It took a good team. Can't thank Rick and the guys enough for pushing me up front there and keeping me up front, keeping racing nice and clean. And the 78 for running clean up there as well.
We saw Alliance Motorsports stay out during that first caution. Was that in the plan all along? If a caution came out, you guys would stay out, or is that just a last-minute decision that worked in your favor?
Well, Alliance, we like to mess with the fuel strategy a little bit. That caution coming out was kind of a last-minute call. We got a good crew chief in there that's good with numbers, so he advises us pretty well.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the stage win. Any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Gotta give it to my teammates there. That's a team win there, stage win.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the stage and good luck in the rest of the race.
Thanks.
That was James Mayer in the 95, your stage 1 winner. And as requested by Logan over in YouTube chat, we're coming up on lap 24. This is going to be a memorial lap. It will be under caution. And with that being said, Dave, we'll take a lap here and reflect on what that 24 means. Lights have gone out on the pace car as we honor a fallen hero to many. Lap 24 in silence for the late Kobe Bryant. Lights have gone out on the pace car. We get ready to go racing here at OP Racing Super Speedway Series at Talladega. Donald Stewart in the 78 out front with the 15 of Alex Green. James Mayer in the 95, and Daniel Harrington gonna make up row number 2 for this restart. And Dave, we've seen some 3 wide action here early. We ain't done seeing it yet either.
No, I don't think we are done seeing it, but what we have seen, we've seen drivers do what Well, drivers do best in solemn times and times of sadness. We just hit the track and race. And these drivers putting on one heck of a show out here tonight. Heavy hearts by a lot of drivers and a lot of fans out there viewing tonight with us as well. And if great racing action is what you tuned in to see here tonight, you're gonna get it. This next restart, I promise you, is going to be a little bit crazy, a little bit wild. People are going to try to move and get to the front and stay away from the carnage and chaos that's going to ensue behind them. But KR, we haven't seen fuel mileage come into play just yet, and that's kind of the crew chief side of me always kicking in. Will we see the fuel mileage game yet here tonight? We haven't yet, but there is stage 2. Pace car is off. KR, take it away.
Pace car peeling off. We get ready to go green flag racing once again. Field working its way through the trial of that long wait here at Talladega to get back to the green flag. Long line of cars on the inside lane. A bunch of drivers hit pit road at the last second. They will have to start in at the tail end. Green flag is out, and Donald Stewart got a good jump over the 15 of Alex Green as they are going to make their way down into turn number 1. Alex Green playing catch up here. The 95 pushing the 78. Here comes the 51 of Travis Elliott along with the 40 of Anthony English.
Man, oh man, that is not something you want to see. That early 4 cars, 5, 6, 7 lined up down on the inside. Now it looks like Anthony English in that 40 has jumped to the outside. My bad, that may be Cody Ober, maybe? Yes, Cody Ober stuck to the outside now. He jumped out. Now he is all alone until the kid, Logan Helton, jumps out there. He's going to lead that outside lane and try to bring him back up to the front.
Donald Stewart in the 78, continuing to lead. The 95 of James Mayer still tucked in right behind him. Cody Ober, who made the move to the outside, losing spots here quickly as everyone now moving up, trying to get that second lane to build some momentum. Having a hard time getting that done, but the 77 of David Booth looking for his first win here on Monday night. He is now leading the charge in that outside lane. I believe that is the 40 of Anthony English, who has just moved up in front of David Booth. Now that second lane really starting to, oh, we got one in the grass. That's Doug Rice in the 35. And Doug Rice gonna get off the throttle and lose a lot of spots, but blends back in, no further issues.
That's just another testament, another show of the various wheelmen that they've got in this super speedway series. They are personally witnessed tonight in happy hour. Chase Berry had that thing on the apron, 4 wide, sideways, clipping the grass, and still kept it straight and made it down pit road. It was phenomenal, man.
Back to the front, James Mayer still following in the tire tracks of the 78 of Donald Stewart. And as requested, we'll do a little bit of Crank It Up here in stage number 2. Little bit of crank it up, never hurt nobody. Sound of these screaming engines here at Talladega always does a little soothing to the soul. The 53 machine of Dave Hunt trying to work his way to the front of this field and lead his first lap of the race. Donald Stewart has been out front for 9 laps in total now. He leads one more. He will take over the category of leading the most laps. We got 3 wide action through the tri-oval. That group is being led by the 11 of Chase Berry. And I'll tell you what, that 63 behind Chase Berry, that is Logan Helton. Logan trying to do all he can to get to the front of this field. If it means running the high, wide, and handsome line, he is going to do it.
And I mean, KR, that's my preferred line, honestly, is up there next to the fence. It's one of the flirt with disaster kind of scenarios, though, because if you mess up, if you wiggle too much, you're going to catch the wall, and then that's probably going to spill into your night. And if something happens, we all know here at Talladega, well, it usually goes up before it comes back down, and you've got nowhere to go either once you're pinned 3 wide. So a lot of patience, a lot of skill from these drivers as they come through these high bank corners. 3 wide, even though it's a wide track, but I'll tell you what, it gets sketchy.
I like sketchy. I like tracks where you gotta get your elbows up. I like to get into that rough and tough tumble kind of mode. Rooting and gouging, beating and banging. Oh wait, no, this is asphalt. You can't do that.
Well, I mean, it's frowned upon.
Oh yeah, frowned upon. Hey, I remember the time I wiped out the entire field during the Daytona duels last season, here on Monday night with OP Racing. It was a good time.
Absolutely, it wasn't. I mean, luckily to let you throw away, we were able to go out there and win the second duel. So that's what we get here on iRacing. You get to wad them up and go at it again.
That you do. 3 wide, continuing to be the phrase of the race. Chase Berry in the 11 machine still staying committed to that high line. He does have the 63 of Logan Helton still working with him. Meanwhile, on the inside, Donald Stewart not giving up that yellow line. James Mayer in the 95 trying to stay tucked to his back bumper. The 51 of... well, that was Travis Elliott, sorry. Travis Elliott in the 51 machine. Those 3 have been committed to each other's back bumper since the drop of the green flag for stage number 2. And man, oh man, these guys, a little bit of wiggling back behind them. That's the 4 Rick Sebrands. Looked like maybe he got a little loose coming off of turn 2, but gathered it back in. But that 3rd lane, it has taken a while to see it develop. They are starting to really make some noise now. Chase Berry in that 11 machine almost pulling to the door of the 53 of Dave Hunt.
Getting closer and closer to that 3 wide battle when they reach the line, but this time it's going to be the 53 of Dave Hunt. Put another one in the books for that 53 as he now moves to the bottom. That's going to put Anthony English and Cody Over leading that middle lane. When all that happens, that 3rd lane slows down just a little bit, now beginning to gain and surge back towards the front down the backstretch. AR, I think your pep talk through the off season, the silly season, if you will, with David Booth about your number, well, man, I think he's heard it.
About time he heard it. I've been harping on him for a while. If you're going to run that 77, you better start winning some races. And I like to rib him a little bit, but David Booth does that 77 proud. He gives it a good run week in, week out.
yeah.
Things starting to get a little bit calm per se. Looks like Rick Seabrands is gonna give up leading that second back, that single file, just about a second or so off of this front 16 car pack. Still on that outside. Chase Berry will not give it up. And look at the kid, the rookie, out there sticking with him the entire time. Has had multiple chances to kind of drop him. Oh, big moment for Mayer up there on the tri-oval. Could have been a big-time moment for a lot of drivers up front. That's going to allow the middle lane to surge to the front. In the 78, drop to the bottom. No, he's going to stay in the top. Anthony English gonna push that 78 back towards the lead of the race. Can they get the job done? And here comes Barry on the outside once again.
Hunt in the 53, now in control of that inside lane. James Mayer in the 95, the 51 of Travis Elliott staying to that yellow line. The 78 of Stewart now finding himself in the second lane as we are getting ready to close out stage number 2 here at Talladega. And the front of the field is all sorts of, well, everyone's hungry for the next spot.
A lot of wiggling going on up at the front here as well. Watching Anthony English, Cody Ober, those drivers wiggling around a lot. 51 of Travis Elliott right on the rear bumper of Mayer. Mayer having a little bit of issues going down the back stretch. See all of these cars snaking through this draft. It is one heck of a draft. Upwards of 200 miles an hour, KR. Lap after lap, inches away from each other, feet at times, but not a lot of room for these drivers to make any mistakes. We come closer and closer to the end of stage number 2.
Final lap here in stage number 2. Drivers working their wheels back and forth, elbows up now, trying to get all the positions they can. The 78 of Stewart has motored back to the front, dropped down to that inside lane. He has got to protect that yellow line. He does not want a car underneath him, trying to make it very wide. The 40 of Anthony English working with the 8 of Cody Ober in that middle lane. Meanwhile, Rodney Cobb in the 44 machine trying to make something happen in that third lane along the wall onto the front stretch. Here we come to the end of stage number 2, and the 78 of Donald Stewart through the tri-oval has it for the moment, but the 40 of Anthony English gonna come up just a little bit short as Stewart wins stage number 2.
Just feet short, I believe it was maybe about a quarter panel, if that. That 78 of Donald Stewart was able to get back to the line just in front of that 40 of Anthony English. One heck of a finish to another stage for us here up in the booth, KR, and these OP Racing Super Speedway drivers have now got the longest part of the race to go, 54 laps left. Man, I'm telling you, green flag pit stops, KR. We got to see them.
All right, guys, well, we're going to step away for a moment. We'll be back to bring you Donald Stewart as our stage 2 winner. No one go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Donald Stewart winning the race off of pit road and winning stage number 2. Let's see if we can't get a word in with the 78 machine piloted by Mr. Stewart. Don Stewart, you got your ears on, buddy?
Yes, sir, I sure do. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Probably not doing as good as you are, winning stage number 2. Solid run so far for you here tonight. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Well, I'm just trying to keep it up front here and try to stay away from any accidents that there might be out there. But tonight it's really clean. Everybody's racing with respect and holding the lines, and I'm just having a blast out here, man. These guys are awesome on this track.
Well, that 78 machine had a good start to the beginning of stage 2. And you never really gave up that lead. You had to battle for it there towards the end of stage 2, but took it back. Man, what is it taking to keep that 78 up front like you are?
Well, it's not lifting, keeping your foot in the gas. And just paying attention, situation awareness, make sure you don't make no moves that's going to cause an accident or ruin somebody else's night out here.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah. I'd like to give a shout out to my teammates there at Checkered Flag Racing, Les Levy and David Booth and David Overstreet and Logan Helton. David Overstreet couldn't make it tonight. He's having computer issues. And just to all the admins that put this on, I'm really blessed to be able to race with these guys. This is my first season with them, and so far I'm having a blast.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the stage 2 win, and maybe we'll talk to you at the end of this race as the race winner.
Bo, thank you for everything you do also. Y'all do an awesome job up there in the booth.
That is Don Stewart, driver of the 78 machine, your stage 2 winner, holding on to the race lead through the pit stops. And that 78, Dave, really showed he had some muscle there in stage number 2.
It showed he had the car underneath him to get the job done, but he showed poise and car presence while doing it. Being able to keep the lead for that many laps back after back is a pretty hard thing to do here at OP Racing Super Speedway Series, and a rookie coming in and maintaining the lead, being the Pied Piper, if you will, of the race. Just goes to show you the amount of talent. Once again, I mean, I can't say it. I can't say it enough. I say it all the time, but these drivers are absolutely unbelievable.
As I said earlier, if you'd like to get into the Monday night broadcast here with OP Racing, check them out underneath the league tag in your iRacing homepage. Apply to the feeder series. They have one that runs on Wednesday night and Saturday night. They would love to have you come out, join them on their feeder series, run a few races with them, see if it's something you like. If you like the group, they do pride themselves on trying to have a great community, a helpful community. active in Facebook as well. If you'd like more information, well, feel free to find them on Facebook or in that iRacing League tab. Lights go out on the Ford Mustang once again. We get ready to start our final 50 laps to the end of this race here at Talladega, and so far it has been action packed.
More action just waiting in the wings. As you already said, pace car lights are out. These drivers will make their way down the back stretch. Multiple drivers hitting pit road, looks like from about 15th on back. Went ahead and came down pit road. Gonna top it off just to squeeze a little bit more out of it. So that fuel strategy already wearing on a few of these drivers and crew chiefs' mind. And I mean, we've already seen 3 wide, but can we get 4 wide? Will we see it? Can it happen?
Oh, we'll see it.
Think?
We'll see 4 wide here before this night is done. 2 stages have brought out 2 of our 3 cautions. Only 1 caution for an incident here tonight. That happened on lap 2 as the leaders just didn't get quite bumper to bumper, and it caused a big stack up behind them. We have had, I think we've had 6 different leaders here tonight. 13 different lead changes among those 6 leaders. Stewart has led the most laps so far at 16 laps and counting. But we get ready to go green flag racing. And Dave, I'm going to let you call this one.
All right, well, the Ford Mustang hitting pit road once again. We'll get this thing fired back off. Your race leader, the 78 of Donald Stewart, on the inside line with his teammate, the 77, David Booth, right behind him. Travis Elliott leading the outside lane, followed by the 44, another rookie, Rodney Cobb. Back to the restart box we go, and off we are in the sunset once again. Green flag racing from Talladega Super Speedway. Inside lane gets a good start. Travis Elliott with a big push from the 44 already through the center of 1 and 2. But back comes that inside lane with the 52 of Randall Cobb. Third car back there on the inside lane, trying to make his way back up to the bumper of that 77 as the 51 just clearing for a moment, that is, as he goes back into turn 3.
Elliott in the 51 working with the 44 of Cobb. They get nose to tail here, bumper to bumper, down the front stretch into the trial with the 78 of Stewart. Has the lead at the line, and he is going to continue to lead with the 77 of David Booth really starting to close in and make some noise at the front.
Other drivers starting to close in on the front of the field. Alex Green, his 15 machine, he's about the 6th car back on the outside lane, but knocking on the door of the top 10. Once again, Alex kind of went missing in action there through the center part of the race. But starting to see, KR, a few drivers kind of lingering in the back still. They may be some of the ones caught up in that early event, that, well, first and only real caution we had here today.
Through the trial, the field makes its way. Oh, we got one down to the inside. Not sure who that was. I think that is the 78 of Stewart. Stuck on that inside lane. No, that is the 77 of Booth. Booth trying to catch it, and he is all sorts of out of shape. David Booth manages to save it. We stay green, but he is going to lose a lot of time.
Amazing job to save it, KR, but that's going to ruin that inside lane for him. Travis Elliott has cleared. That has let Cody Ober drop to the bottom to take over the lead of that inside lane. but just to the outside. Look at that once again. Chase Berry on that outside lane, this time being the pusher. Ernie Williams just in front of him. And, I mean, rookies everywhere up front here, man.
Logan Helton in the 63, Rodney Cobb in the 44. Cobb gonna drop down to the inside lane right in front of the 51 of Elliott. That will leave Logan as the leader for that middle lane. The 91 of Ernie Williams trying to make something happen in that third lane. Contact made. Dave Hunt's gonna get into someone else, and Ernie Williams goes for a spin. Green flag staying out still. Ernie Williams, Dave Hunt getting together there, and the caution flag is gonna fly. And let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. We're gonna watch this one from high atop the blimp. Ernie in that 91 machine with some help from the 11 of Chase Berry. He checked up a little bit, accordion effect. The 53 and the 82 head off for the wall. Heavy contact with those two cars, the 82 up in smoke. And that all started when the 15 thought about making a move to the outside lane. The 91 checked up for him.
Yeah, a lot of drivers involved in that one as well, KR. So both wrecks, big wrecks for a handful of drivers. We are slightly past halfway, so we all know how things happen. It gets a little more intense as you get closer to the end. So if you thought things were beginning to get a little crazy, just wait. It's not over yet.
It is not over yet by a long shot. We're going to see everyone come down pit road. Logan Helton in the 63, last minute deciding not to come down pit road. But the 51 of Travis Elliott into his pit stall along with several other drivers. Logan Helton so far the only one who has stayed out. Splash and go of fuel for the 51 machine. But your new leader is Logan Helton.
And I think that may have been a last-minute points strategy there, because the start-finish line is after pit road. So if you're the first car to stay out, you're going to be able to get a lap led in the books for sure. You can come around and pit this second time around, so no harm, no foul. But we'll have to wait and see if that's what the idea behind it was with that 63. Just looking for any points in every point available.
Speaking of points, we can take a quick look at those here. Robert Duvendak winning 2 of 3 races so far. He is your points leader. Rick Seabrands come into tonight's event in second place. Logan Helton, your race leader right now by virtue of not coming down pit road, came into tonight's race third place in the point standings. Anthony English fourth, and rounding out your top 5 is Mark Mann. And these drivers all know a win and you are in. As long as you have met the minimum requirements. So our top 20 right here in the point standings, any one of these guys capable of winning a race on Monday night. We have seen many of these drivers listed in this top 20 here win a race, and it doesn't take much to meet the minimum requirements. Just make your race, even if you have to start and park.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing is, KR, I mean, yeah, anybody in the top 20 has the chance and opportunity. But if you make your way to the Premier Series, if you will, for OP Racing, the Super Speedway Series here Monday nights on Turn 3 Racing Network, you're capable of winning. You're a proven driver, and I mean, not just your average Joe gets to run with them. That's why we only get to run with them once a year because we can't go out and just show them up. So or that's what I'm saying. I don't know what I don't know.
They would be kind of mad if we came down out of the broadcast booth and showed them how to win a race or a championship.
They're mad at us then, huh?
Yeah. Bunch of scrubs out there. As much as we've talked about the talent, then we turn right around and call them a bunch of scrubs. No, they are all very talented. Running Monday nights on rotation between Daytona 07, and Talladega. 21 race season. This race is slowed for, I believe, its 4th caution of the night. 15 lead changes among 8 different drivers. Our newest leader is the 63 of Logan Helton, electing not to come down pit road. Everyone else has come down pit road, topped off their fuel tanks. We started 27 cars here tonight. 26 still out on track. We have 2 cars on pit road, one of those being the 82 of Dan Harrington, and the 53 of Dave Hunt is the other driver on pit road. Brian Mansfield dropped out at the end of stage 1. He is the only car officially out of the race. We do have 23 drivers on the lead lap. Ernie Williams Jr., the first car, 1 lap down in the 91 machine.
Well, a little off topic, KR, this just coming in from the stats room. This is the longest it has taken Super Speedway Series guys to have me eat my words and prove me wrong. I was for sure that Hilton was going to come down pit road, and just like that, nope. Proved me wrong.
Well, the 63 gonna elect to restart on that inside lane as the lights have gone out on the pace car. On his outside for this restart, the 51 of Travis Elliott. Cody over in the 8 machine. Inside row number 2 on his outside, Donald Stewart in the 78. Row number 3 will be the 15 of Alex Green. And on his outside, the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Well, Dave. All right. So we had a little bit of a conversation in YouTube chat there. One prediction was no cautions. I said that there would be 2 cautions since the end of stage number 2, right? So this final stage here, I think there's going to be 2 cautions in total. We're coming to a close on the first one. Haven't heard your prediction on the cautions here tonight. What do you think? We're going to see this thing finish out, no cautions from here on out? 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe even a green-white checkered?
Well, you're not gonna pull me into that one. You're not gonna drag the broadcaster's curse that I seem to have. So the minute I say a number, it's gonna be at least 10 more than that. So I'm gonna just not answer and keep my mouth shut. As yeah, I plead the 5th, sir.
All right, pleading the 5th is what Dave Worrell is gonna do. I think we're going to see this thing go with 1 more caution. Logan Helton in the 63 looking for his first win of the season. In control of this field. Green flag is out and we are back underway here at Talladega. Checkered flag motorsports leading the way. The 51 of Travis Elliott. A driver for Vapid Yeet Racing. On his outside, trying to get that second lane rolling. 4 cars in that second lane. Meanwhile, everyone else down on that yellow line. Doug Rice in the 35 all by himself for the moment. We'll see where Doug Rice blends in. No one working with that 35 just yet. But that second lane starting to build some momentum, and that 51 looking to lead a lap.
It's starting to build the momentum, but that's something I was a little concerned with for those 4 drivers starting in that outside lane. A lot of drivers came back down pit road, so a lot of them were just lined up down there on the inside lane. We still have 40 laps left to go here at Talladega Super Speedway, so maybe lining up, clicking off a little bit of laps is what some of these drivers are thinking about. Nobody really trying to jump outside and make that second lane really truly work. So it'll be interesting to see what Elliott does when he gets to the front, if he stays up there or drops down. But I believe he'll drop down once he has the chance to get by that fast 78 of Donald Stewart, still right up there at the front.
Checking at the back here a little bit, the 44 Rodney Cobb. He is hung out on the outside lane here by himself, hoping that he can get some drafting assistance from the 35 of Doug Rice. The 7 of Josh Milam going to work his way by. Milam in that 7 machine now sees the 44 drop in behind him. Doug Rice in the 35 going to tuck in behind the 91 of Ernie Williams. Just in front of Williams is the 28 of Derek Conley. We go on aboard with the 28 machine. Hanging back at the tail end here of this field. Derek Conley, no stranger to victory lane. Looking to try and make something happen here. Maybe hoping that the big one happens in front of him before he decides to make his move to the front.
And almost a big moment up at the front. Alex Green got a little bit early there in the trioval. Everybody managed to get through it clean and fine. That outside lane still digging, still trying to get the job done. And Green having a little bit of issues down the back stretch. That's going to cause, I believe that was that's the double of Rob Connors in the Bud machine right there. Sorry, I was about to say Dale Jr. for just, I seen the car and yeah.
Logan Helton continuing to lead. Now the 51 of Elliott taking over the top spot. Elliott gonna try and lead this lap. Helton continuing to hang on to that yellow line, not letting a car get below him. He has the 8 of Cody Ober behind him, but now the 78 of Stewart, your race leader. As he drops down to the inside lane, the 51 of Travis Elliott continuing on that outer lane. I'll spit it out here sooner or later. The 84 of Aspen Belvin. Starting deep in this field, Aspen Belvin has made his way up to the front. Aspen would love to pick up a win here tonight, as well as the rest of this field.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not on the track, but I'd like to pick up a win. I don't know how that would be possible. Maybe a participation trophy. I don't know.
Well, I'll give you a participation trophy if you want one, Dave. Everyone can get one of those.
Or I mean, at least a hug. Can I get a hug?
I'll give you a hug. Right, baby.
Not crying up at the front. These two rookies, Donald Stewart, Logan Helton, both of these drivers up front all race long. And man, I'm telling you what, those two drivers at Checkered Flag Motorsports, they're going to be something to deal with all season long. Mark my word, I hope I didn't curse their whole season, but these drivers, man, I'm telling you, they are getting the job done. It's amazing.
We go on board with the 10 and Robert Duvendak. You see the cars 2 wide just ahead of him. The 4 machine of Rick Seabrands trying to pull Alliance Motorsports teammates working together, the 4 and the 10. 77 of David Booth, after he went for a little bit of a mishap down below the yellow line, starting to work his way back to the front. We got one trying the outside lane, no one going with him just yet. That is the 11 of Chase Berry. Now the 44 Cobb looking like he'll go with him. Man, been a minute since someone tried that third lane here in this final stage.
Been a minute, but Chase Berry's been doing it all race long. Wouldn't expect nothing less out of him, as he's worked his way from pretty far back on that restart and has worked himself just jumping around a little bit with timing and scoring, but inside of the top 10, jumping, from 9th to 7th at times. So Berry, look for him to jump out there at any given moment when he has the run. He's not going to wait around. He's trying to get this thing done and over with, as Elliott surges forward with help from Belvin. That's going to leave Aspen to the outside as Elliott drops to the bottom just in front of Donald Stewart.
Field working its way through 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. 2 wide down the backstretch. No one, well, as I say that, no one trying that third lane, but the 11 machine of Chase Berry venturing out there. The 44 Rodney Cobb gonna try and join him, but they drop back down to 2 wide through the corner. Chase looking for some momentum to make that move to the outside lane, just not able to build it. The 44 Cobb not to his back bumper enough to really make that move just yet. They work their way through the tri-oval again. Berry had some run, but was not able to maintain it. The 77 of David Booth tucked in behind the 15 of Alex Green.
I'm seriously just lost for words. These rookies, man, I'm telling you, they are putting on a heck of a show all season long so far, and I look forward to nothing less out of all of them. I mean, Rob Connor's right there in the 00 third car on the outside lane. So 3 right there in the top 6. Looks like we've got 4 in the top 8, 5 in the top 11. I know top 11's a little bit of an odd number, but I mean 5 of them right there, KR. Half of the front pack consists of rookies. Yeah, I mean it's crazy to watch.
Field working lap 64, 31 laps to go here in our scheduled distance. 94 laps, our total distance. Keep in mind we will have a green, white checkered if necessary. The 78 of Donald Stewart has led for 21 laps here tonight. Travis Elliott sitting in second place, not only on the track, but in the lap led category with 10 laps to his credit as being out front. And Elliott had a great season last season in contention for the championship. As again, they work their way onto the backstretch. A lot of drivers moving around there. It looked like the 11 of Chase Berry had to take evasive action, drop down below the yellow line just a little bit. Everything sorts itself out. We stay green. We have 3 cars in the outside lane right now. And Dave, you were looking for it. Green flag pit stops getting ready to start happening.
Yes, they are. I mean, it looks that way with everybody kind of jumping ship, bailing out of that middle and high lane, trying to get down there single file on the bottom. But the man I've got my eye on is one of those rookies we've talked about so much last week, this week, Logan Helton. He's got about 10 laps more on his tires and fuel than these other race drivers. So he's going to have to hit pit road in a hurry within, I would say, the next 2 to 3 laps. And will anybody go with him? Will anybody change their strategy to help out? I mean, a fast-running rival or rookie. I mean, would you go with him or would you stay, KR?
Checkered Flag Motorsports has shown that they work well together. Logan kind of backed himself into a corner here, being the only one who did not pit under that last caution. He could be a lone wolf coming down pit road. That would be the worst thing for him. However, if the rest of his team were to pit with him, that would not be a bad strategy. We have seen it time and time again. The first group to hit pit road has the momentum and the capability of, once the green flag pit stops cycle through, taking over the race lead. But the 63 is going to hit pit road, and it looks like he is going to be doing it all by himself.
Oh, no, this is exactly the situation I was kind of hoping this rookie didn't find himself in. And he hit pit road all alone. He is going to be pretty much a sitting duck. But, I mean, as long as the field doesn't stay out too much longer, it may play into his favor. But the numbers definitely are not. The odds are not in his favor at this moment.
Yeah, he is going to need help from a caution from here on out. You cannot maintain this pace that this large draft pack creates. And Logan, a 2-tire stop, down and away. He is getting back up to speed, working his way towards the backstretch, but he will lose a lap here if the caution flag does not fly in the next few laps.
I was also noticing, KR, back there around Rick Sebrin's, that 4 machine, he's kind of kept a gap between him and the drivers in front of him. So he's been maintaining about a car, 2-car distance between himself and that top 10. I mean, green flag pit stops are right here. Interesting to see him not trying to go up there and close that gap anymore. Kind of fell into place for him here. Just about, what is that, maybe a few tenths off of that front pack.
The other thing to keep in mind, we saw Logan Helton go 24 laps between pit stops. We're working at 25 laps to go. Logan had help from a caution in between that pit stop, but drivers' fuel tanks are starting to run dry. Well, I think they're going to try and make it to maybe 23 laps to go. That will open up the fuel window to make it from the rest of the way. So I think everyone trying to maybe get all they can out of the tank and hope that they can get one more stop in.
Well, it looks like Helton's pit strategy has come back to bite him, not just having to pit by himself, but you said he was only able to get 24 laps out of the tank. We just now have 24 laps left to go, so he's going to have to go at least 1 lap further than he already did on fuel. Not sure how much he had in the tank when he did hit pit road, but I'm sure it was close to fumes. I believe he is not going to be able to make it to the end from where he stopped. Most of these drivers, though, they're going to be able to, but will they buffer? Will they build in the fuel mileage for a possible green-white checker?
The 84 machine of Aspen Belbin gonna lead his first lap of the race. That will give us 9 lap leaders in total here tonight. Daniel Harrington in the 82 staying well out of the way, riding up along the wall there. Harrington now 20 laps down after spending 20 minutes on pit road, repairing himself 13 laps down in 25th spot. He is in no man's land, has no one to work with. And we have several drivers making their way onto pit road. Travis Elliott in the 51, Aspen Belvin in the 84. Green flag pit stops underway here, as it is a lot of drivers who have decided to stop. However, the 00 of Rob Connors staying out, but he is left high and dry. Here comes the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Seabrands has Duvendak working with him. They are going to swallow up this 00 and make their way by James Mayer in the 95. And here comes the 52 of Randall Cobb. And now the 4 and several other drivers going to make their break for pit road.
Four wide on pit entry right there, KR. 4 wide.
From 4 wide down to 2 wide, everyone trying to find a way to hit their pit stall. And now it comes down to who can get into their pit box, get that splash of fuel, and get back out there. The 10 of Robert Duvendak and the 95 of James Mayer are going to stretch it a little bit further. They continue to cycle around. Then the 63 of Logan Helton is going to end up going 1 lap down, but he is going to try and join in behind these guys. And just as he does, 4 more drivers hit pit road. That is Duvendak, Mayer, Mark Mann, and Anthony English getting locked up together down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Aspen Belvin leading all of the drivers who have completed their pit stop. Mark Mann down and away, but he is nowhere near up to speed yet. He is scored as the race leader, but Aspen Belvin coming around with a full head of steam, and Aspen going to take over that top spot.
Yeah, and another driver unfortunately falls victim to a little bit of green flag pit cycle carnage, so to speak, I guess. A little bit of miscommunication. That first big group of cars, I believe that is Rodney Cobb driving that 44 machine. He's a little bit behind the 8 ball, so maybe possibly he can hook up with the other rookie, Logan Helton, and possibly keep themselves on the lead lap.
Logan Helton in the 63, still running around by himself. Field not too far behind him, but he is trying to keep that machine wound up. He has got to run qualifying laps here, and he is still looking for that caution to allow him to catch up to the field. Meanwhile, 4-car breakaway for the race lead. That is Aspen Belvin, Rick Seabrands, the 8 of Cody Ober, and the 51, the trash man himself, Travis Elliott. Ooh, as Ober got a little loose in the tri-oval there. Elliott in the 51 moving to the high side. Here comes a Mark Mann in the 04 with Robert Duvendak on his back bumper. And now it goes from 4 cars to 6.
And I almost liken the move that the 51 of Elliott just did there as probably the safest block you can ever make. Seeing the 04 of Mann and the 10 of Duvendak coming up quick, and you went to the outside lane and kind of forced them to go to the inside. And what that allows is the draft to go a little further back, get a little bit bigger, and just like that, 1 lap, we are all packed up at the front once again. The race is now on.
Rick Seabrands in the 4, taking over the top spot. picked up his win 2 weeks ago. Looking to add another one for this Alliance Motorsports team. So far, only Alliance Motorsports drivers have been to victory lane this season. Duvendak picking up 2 of the 3. Rick Seabrands picking up the other one. And this season is a topsy-turvy one. A season-long 21 races. And Alliance Motorsports flexing their muscle early here. Not only that, but in this race, as the 4 is leading, here comes the 04 of Mark Mann. He's trying to take over the race lead.
And the Batmobile goes to the front once again. I can't say that enough. I hate that I had to wait so long this season before I could finally say it, but KR, you said something about Alliance Motorsports, and it made me think back to what Rick Seabrand said after that very first win, and that was, it's about getting the other drivers locked into the chase from this point on, and the team strategy is definitely at play over there in Alliance Motorsports week in and week out.
The Rick Seabrands on that yellow line. Ooh, the 7 of Josh Milam dropping down through the tri-oval. Gathers it back in. 3 wide, Aspen Belvin in the 84 machine. High, wide, and handsome. Mark Mann in the 04 in the middle. Rick Seabrands down on the bottom. That outside lane with 15 laps to go, starting to look a little more enticing to several more drivers as we start to draw this race to a close.
Just like that, the 84 of Aspen Belvin drops to that middle lane. That's going to put Travis Elliott to leading that third lane with help from, where did he come from? The 12 of Tristan Walker, first time I've spoke about him here tonight. And he is right here with 14 laps to go in this race, battling up front for the lead.
We go on aboard with the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Using the gyro cam here, giving us some great shots of the banking at the track. As he works his way in the middle here. Here comes the 12 machine in that outside lane. That 12 of Tristan Walker now door to door with the 51 of Travis Elliott. Little bit of a wiggle by the 12 machine. Gathers it back in. Will Weber in the 24 trying to push him. They are all racing hard with 13 laps to go.
13 laps to go, 3 wide, 3 rows deep. When will it end? Will we see that 4th car kick its nose in there and take it 4 wide? Not the end of the race yet, but we are getting there. 13 laps to go. Travis Elliott leading that middle lane just in front of Rick Seabrands down on the bottom with help from, I believe, that is Cody Ober with Robert Duvendak just behind him. Hunter Reynolds, 4th car on the inside lane. Will things change? How will it happen? They are. You've had your 2 cautions. So this thing about to get crazy.
Rodney Cobb in the 44 dropping down to that apron to stay out of the way of our race leaders. He doesn't do that move. We would have seen 4 wide as everyone tried to squeeze past him, but Cobb down below the yellow line to allow this lead to pack to go by. Rick Seabrand still battling door to door with the 51 of Travis Elliott. Elliott has help from the 84 machine. Vapid Yeet Racing working together there. The 00 of, that is Rob Connors. from Buck Wild Racing, trying to close in on the 84 there, add his momentum to it. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds, he's using that middle lane to his advantage, trying to use that. Oh, I don't know if that's gonna work, guys. That is very tight down the backstretch.
Very tight, very close to racing. Man, I tell you what, Hunter Reynolds was, I mean, probably paper width between his bumper and Connor's bumper there. Crazy. Absolutely crazy how close that was. But even crazier than that, that third lane just dematerialized in the blink of an eye. And where did he go? I said, where did he come from? But where did he go? The 12 of Tristan Walker was right there up at the front. Now he is all the way back in about 13th position. So just like that, just in the blink of an eye, you can go from the front to the rear very, very fast.
With 10 laps to go, everyone really starting to jockey for position. Fuel gonna be a questionable item here. Some of these drivers gonna try and stretch it, I'm sure, but I don't know how much they can stretch out of these fuel tanks. Last time on pit road was 14 laps ago, and we're gonna have 9 laps left.
Well, oh, caution up at the front of the field. A lot of cars involved.
Big stack up, including the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 tumbling in the grass. David Booth getting some damage. The 40 of Anthony English as well. Hunter Reynolds going up and over. And that car has seen better days. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. Back that up just a little bit further. From high atop the blimp, the 52 comes down, collects the 84, and everyone into the wall. Over and over goes the 26 of Reynolds, climbing over 3 cars in the process. Derek Conley caught up in this one again. Go off the nose of the 77 of David Booth. Les Levy getting involved in that 62. And you see Booth tried to back it down, the carnage happening in front of him. And everyone looking to try and drive away from this one and make it back to their pit stall, but drivers who burn their fast repair could be done for the night here, and that is going to be, I believe, that is the second caution here in stage number 3.
Indeed it is, but you know who that helps out? That 63 of Logan Hilton has managed to stay on the lead lap that entire run that we were having there. Now he's going to be able to pit with the cars and rejoin the field and have a chance to drive up through the field. As you said, some of these drivers may have already burned through that fast repair, so that's going to put him a little further, a little closer to the front. And watch for that 63 to make some moves, get back to the front of the field with, I think, KR, we're going to get an unofficial green-white checkered here when we go back racing.
It's going to be close for sure on that little aspect, but the 51, Travis Elliott, fuel only for him, down and away. He's going to win the race off of pit road. Chase Berry in the 11 coming off a second. Third will be the 15 of Alex Green. Will Weber in the 24, the first car to take 4 tires. He's going to restart in 4th place. So much happening here, so many cars on pit road, including the 7 of Josh Milam, the 12 machine of Tristan Walker, the 28 of Derek Conley, the 00 of Rob Connors, all spending an extended amount of time on pit road.
Receiving some word right now, KR. We've got a penalty up at the front. Travis Elliott, blend line violation. He's going to get an EOL and put to the back of the field. So Elliott was in a great spot here late in the race, and now he is going to have to find his way back to the front.
Blend line as if coming off pit road?
No, he got all 4 tires up above that yellow line before he came around to the back stretch. So, yeah, the pit exit violation, or however you want to word it.
Big time driver error there by the 51. Not out of victory lane just yet, but has made his job a whole lot harder. That is going to improve the chances for several of the drivers at the back, one of those being the 63 of Logan Helton. He's talked about Logan getting that break he needed. He kept that car on the lead lap. Now he will rejoin this field on the same lap, on the same pit strategy. But your new leader is the 11 of Chase Berry. And man, we have a lot to unpack here and just 6 more laps to go.
Just 6 laps to go, KR, and we have still got at least 21 cars left on the lead lap. So it's still anybody's game here at Talladega Superspeedway. You know it as much as I do. We flipped a few, and I hope that that Hunter is all right. Not sure if he's used his fast repair, but it looks like Hunter is back out. No, he is not. Hunter is actually still on pit road, beating and banging away on his Ford Mustang. Maybe the pace car will come down and let him jump in that and drive it. I'm sure it's probably got about the same horsepower as what Hunter has right now after flipping multiple times during that latest caution. And I tell you what, let's see. Well, we've got a chance before we go back green flag racing. Let's see if we can't get in just in a second, if I can actually manage to do this. Let's see if we can't get a quick word or two in with the driver of the 11 machine, your race leader right now, Chase Berry. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good.
Well, man, I seen you jump out 3 wide multiple times throughout the race to try to get yourself to the front. Not going to have to do it this time. Going to start the race on the inside line with control of the restart. So what's your thoughts coming here with about 5 laps left to go?
Well, didn't even think I was going to be in this. I was at the very, because I guess I got a bunch of damage the time before at the back of the pack, barely could hang up with the pack, and then it wrecked. Now I'm here. I never gave it much thought to what I'm about to do, to be honest with you.
Well, gonna seem like an oddball question or off the wall, if you will, but it's me, you know, so it's gonna happen. Do you want to see a green-white check, or do you want to go to the end from here?
It don't matter. I mean, if I win, I don't care what it does. I'm pretty sure I got enough gas left to make it both green-white checkers, so I don't think that's the issue. So, I mean, whatever one gives me the best finish.
Absolutely, I hear you. Before we let you go, I know pace car lights are out, so it is one to go. So you can talk to the crew chief and everything like that.
Oh,
But,
you good? You can talk. I'll talk.
Want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that? Anything special you want to say before we let you go?
Yeah, you know, thank y'all doing a good job broadcasting, all that good stuff. You know, thank Pure Inc. for doing a little thing on my car, and then KB's on our shop doing a little thing on the car, and me for driving the car, and Alex put on the league, and all that good stuff.
All right, my man. Well, elbows up. We'll talk to you later.
Hopefully.
There you have it. That was your race leader. We get ready to kick this thing off for what will be the final 4 laps of the race here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway. Your front row looks like this. Chase Berry inside, Alex Green on the outside. I can't do it. I always mess that up.
Say it with me. Will Weber.
Will Weber.
Not even close.
Dang it, man. It was going so good.
Pace car down and away. Alex Green on the outside. Chase Berry on the inside. This is going to be the money restart right here. Who is it going to be as they work their way through the tri-oval? Slow and steady as they wait for that green flag signal from the flagman. Chase Berry going to try and get it done, but Alex Green looking for his first win of the season. Green flag is out, and we're going to have 4 laps to go here at Talladega.
4 laps left to go. Who will it be? Who will get the job done? A lot of cars already lined up and gathered together on that outside lane. Chase Berry and Will Weber there. I said it right that time. Right on each other. Looks like Will's offset just a little bit. Big moment there. Or could have been a big moment. Now Alex Green starting to gain some ground on the outside lane. Rick Seabrand's leading the inside lane. We've got 3 wide. Once again, coming around to take. We're head towards taking lap number 3 as the cars now.
Ooh, Alex Green in the wall. He's going to send a whole bunch of cars wholesale down below the racing line, and the yellow flag is going to come out as we got another big stack up, including the 51. The 28 again in trouble. Derek Conley just not able to avoid trouble here tonight. And let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. The 62 of Les Levy involved. Cody over in the 8. The 00 comes in late, trying to slow down with nowhere to go. But this all starts coming off a turn 4. Duvendak getting a piece of the action. David Booth in the 77 able to squeeze by. So a whole lot of cars getting torn up on this one. And we will have our green-white checkered attempt. Well, Dave, that was wrong. I said 2 cautions in this final stage. This is our 3rd.
Yeah, it took you longer. So, I mean, you still walk away with a win.
Will Weber in the 24 staying out. He's going to lead his first lap of the race. We have had 31 lead changes among 12 different drivers. With this caution flag coming out and with it setting up a green-white checkered attempt, I don't know about you, Dave, but this super speedway stuff is going to give my ticker a hard time to keep ticking.
I have no idea what you just said, but I'll agree.
Amen. Bless your heart.
Well, I wonder, we had a moment to talk to Chase Berry, and he said, you know, if a caution flies and it works out for him, then he's all for it. He did fall from the race lead to third place. Caution is out, but will it play into his hands not having the control of this green, white checkered we're going to have here? Will that work for him or against him? Looking through that top 5 or 6 or so, not seeing a ton of teammates that are going to be grouped up on the restart. So it's that time. It's time to go or go home. If you ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby said it best, and you know, I mean, I'll agree with him, especially here at Talladega. You're either on the throttle or you might as well be in the garage.
A lot of torn up race cars out there trying to milk this thing home. How will the aerodynamics affect these cars that are torn up? Will they be roadblocks? Will they be able to keep pace? Will someone who is buried a little bit deeper in the field be able to find a way through all of the mayhem and carnage? The 95 of James Mayer, one of those cars a little bit deep in the field, but his machine looking very solid, like it has a shot to slice through the air cleanly, along with the 51 of Travis Elliott. Elliott burning a fast repair after that collision here that has brought out the caution. So yeah, it's going to come down to these drivers who have torn up their race car. Can they hold off the charge from drivers who have used a fast repair? Got some aerodynamic advantage there. And Will Weber in the 24 hold on to this race lead and bring home the win. He's got the 84 of Aspen Belvin.
Well, you know, KR, I always come up with, you know, different things to say, but weren't you talking about Doug Rice, what, 15 laps ago, being out all by himself and kind of being freight trained? And now look at him right there, rounding out the top 5 in his 35 Punisher machine. That, I mean, it looks mean. It looks pretty clean from where I'm sitting. Doug kind of coming out of nowhere, coming back from nowhere, has a shot at winning this thing when we get set to go back green flag racing for our first attempt at a green-white checker.
Yeah, Doug Rice would love to pick up a win this season. Rice has been to victory lane with the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. No stranger to running at the front. And with a green and white checkered in the works, man, oh man, let me tell you, I'd be licking my chops right about now going, I still got a shot at this. I might be in 10th place, but you don't know what's going to happen. We have seen on lap 2 an incident happen at the front, collect a large amount of cars. All you need to do is get through one of those, especially if the white flag comes out. If we see the white flag, caution flag will not fly, and you've got to just hope you can make it through the carnage and come out the other side, maybe even as the race winner.
Yeah, I mean, KR, if you've watched any of my in-car streams, you know I drive and listen to music. It's what I do. I just do it just like I do on the highway, which I probably shouldn't have told the cops I drive like I drive on NASCAR on the highway. But anyways, it's you gotta put something in your mind to just flat out. You don't lift. It's 2 laps. You move them. You route your way where you need to go, and just let the cards fall where they do. If you make it through, awesome. If you don't, well, didn't try, you wouldn't have made it either.
This most recent caution has put several cars behind the wall. We have 18 cars out on track. Cody Ober, Ernie Williams, Hunter Reynolds, Tristan Walker, all behind the wall. Ooh, this has been a race of elimination for sure, as fast repairs got burned early, and now this second big one at the end of the race is going to send people home early here tonight. But the 24 of Will Weber waiting to see the lights go out on the pace car and finish this thing out. Oh, Dave. Great night to go racing.
Yeah, it is. Unless you're one of these drivers that are up inside of this top 10 that has already burnt one of your fast repairs. I mean, we talk about it this late. You got to go for it, but you're hoping not to see anything in front of you. If it does and you've already burned your fast repair, because as we've said, you're going to be on it. You're not going to be lifting, and you're probably going to end up in it if it happens in front of you here this late with a green-white checkered in store. So interesting little twist at the end here for some of these drivers. Are they even going to make it to the end? And who's going to make it to the end in the front? Will it be that 24 of Will Weber? Will it be the 11 of Chase Berry? Aspen Belvin starting outside row number 1. Can he get that 84 machine to victory lane? Will it be the 4 of Rick Sebrands going back to victory lane this season? Or can possibly maybe Doug Rice, Mark Mann, don't count Milam out, sitting in 7th either? And wouldn't you be proud if David Booth brought that 77 machine home to victory lane from the 8th position on this restart?
It'd be a good race for David Booth to bring it from 8th place. I might actually quit giving him such a hard time carrying that 77. But he, like I said earlier, he gives that car a heck of a run week in, week out. Got a shot at it, but from 8th place, he's going to need some help, going to need to make the right moves. But he's not the only one trying to make the right moves. Will Weber is going to try and hold on to this thing. Aspen Belvin in the 84 going to try and steal it away. It really comes down to who can get hooked up to your back bumper. Will Weber could get an excellent restart, shoot out in front of everyone, and get too far ahead, not have anybody form up on him, and the 4 Rick Sebrands could be to that back bumper of Aspen Belvin and get a full head of steam and charge right on by and take away that race lead from the 24s. Anything can happen. That's why we run this thing out the full length that we need to. Pace car down and away. Will Weber taking control of the field. We get ready to go to our first green-white checkered of the night. Drivers patiently waiting. This has got to be the longest wait ever for the green flag. How will it play out? Green flag is out. Will Weber on the throttle. Aspen Belvin picking it up at the same time. Chase Berry already to the back bumper of the 24 machine as they head off into turn 1. That outside lane really not forming up very nice. That inside lane getting nice and tight here. They're going to have a good run down the backstretch. Josh Milam in the 7, down below the yellow line through the corner. Not sure what happened there. Ooh, it's the 35 of Doug Rice. Big wiggle. He sorts it out. And the 24, Will Weber, just looking to see the white flag and know that this race will be in the books if they can get to the start-finish line before the yellow comes out.
And just as you say, that big move by Chase Berry to jump to the outside. Oh, now contact. There he go to go around with a caution fly. No, it doesn't. We stay green flag racing. Oh my goodness.
Aspen Belvin in the 84 in the race lead. The 63 of Logan Helton tucked in right behind him. How is this gonna play out? 2 cars maybe to settle this thing. Mark Mann in the, or I'm sorry, that is James Mayer in the 95 and Chase Berry in the 11. They are 3rd and 4th, trying to close up quickly, and they might get there by the time they get to the start finish line. This is gonna be a close one, Dave.
Gonna be close, and what a great comeback story for the kid. Trying to throw the block, it's not gonna happen. Now looking to the inside, 3 wide as we come to the line. Oh my goodness, and Mark Mann's gonna take it.
And Mark Mann at the line, picking up the race win. Anthony English in the 40 machine, gonna finish 2nd. 3rd, going to the 84 of Aspen Belvin, backwards, sideways, with Logan Helton in 4th and Travis Elliott rounding out your top 5. What a finish. What a finish. Does I have to catch my breath from that one?
Yeah, I don't think you could hear the pitch in my voice change when I seen 3 wide coming out of the 4 into the tri-oval. Big move by Helton to the inside, trying to get the job done. Man, I about jumped out of my, man, wow.
So Mark Mann picks up his first win of the season, and the 04 going to victory lane here at Talladega. Ooh, a little bit of help there in his victory celebration. That's all right. He fires it back up, keeps going. And guys, we're going to set up our post-race show. But before we do, let's see if we can take a look at how this finish came across the line. As we have to do a little bit of looking here. Off a turn, number 4, checkered flag in the air. Logan Helton trying to make a move on the 84 of Belvin. Belvin trying to block as much as he can. Contact between the two. Aspen Belvin gonna go through the grass. Crosses the line in 3rd. Logan Helton at 4th. But man, what a finish. So let's set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be back to talk to our top 3 drivers. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the post-race show. We have caught up with our race winner, and that is none other than Mark Mann, who put on the Batman paint scheme, and it has brought him good luck as he picks up the win here tonight. Congratulations, Mark.
Thank you. That was awesome. Great finish. That's the way these races should finish right there. It was pretty clean at the end. Well, except for the white flag, excuse me, but coming to the line, it was clean, and I would never have won that race if it wasn't for my teammate, the 40 car Anthony English, Alliance Motorsports driver. He's going to get wins here, and I was just fortunate enough to get one tonight. Really happy for our team tonight.
Well, that 04 was out front when it mattered, but you had led a few laps before throughout this whole night. What did it take for that 04 machine to have this run start to finish?
Late, it was no tires. When I got into that wreck, I just used my quick repair, didn't take tires, and they were depleted, and I just had to start very carefully. I wouldn't spin out in front of anybody, and I would just happen to get lucky there at the end. I mean, I feel bad for Rick Seabrands getting into that in the front, and hope you caught that. And it just, I don't know, it's just a team win all around. Really excited. Feels good to be locked into the chase this early, and looking forward to the other Alliance Motorsports drivers getting in there. So yeah, really happy.
Well, Alliance Motorsports now has made it 4-4-4. Is this a statement to the rest of the field that this team is in domination mode?
You're gosh darn right. We wanted to come out with a bang this season. We wanted to come out strong. We really started to gel together late last season, right before the chase, and we wanted to carry that momentum into this season 4. And we've done that. You know, we understand that we're going to have our bad races, but we're going to try to stay as consistent as possible, and be there at the end, and hopefully have an Alliance Motorsports driver on the holding that trophy at the end of the season.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the race win. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, absolutely. All my teammates at Alliance Motorsports, Robert, Jim, Rick, and Anthony, and all the fans and friends watching at home. Thank you for watching again. And OP and Alex and Robert for all that they do, and Cody. And you guys at Turn 3, man, you guys are freaking awesome. Thanks, Karen, Dave. You guys send it every week, and we all love listening to the broadcast back.
All right, that is Mark Mann in the 04, your race winner here tonight. Thank you so much, Mark.
Yeah, all right, brother.
All right, now it's time to move on to our second place finisher, and that is the 40 of Anthony English. And Dave, you've caught up with him.
That I have, KR, standing with the driver of the 40, Anthony English. Man, you almost got the job done here tonight, finishing in second. You started on the pole. How was your race here today?
It wasn't too bad, actually. It started off decent. We stayed up front most of the first 2 stages, and then I kind of took a different pit strategy and ended up in the back. And I struggled a little bit to get up, but I ended up getting one of those other cautions, having to use my fast repair, and kind of just got lucky at the end, missing those last couple big ones.
Well, your teammate in his interview was praising you, giving you props for pushing him up there to the win. That now gives 3 of the 5 drivers in your stable at Alliance Motorsports wins. Do you think that all 5 of you can do the win and you're in?
I'll tell you what, we're gonna try.
All right. Now, also, I noticed your paint scheme out there all race long. Would you like to take a minute and give us why you chose that?
Well, first off, give props to Robert Doonbeck. He painted it for himself, and I kind of just borrowed it. But yeah, just giving a shout out to a good legend. We lost yesterday, and it sucks. It sucks for the sport and everything else, him and his family. And just, God bless them all, and let them know they're all in our thoughts.
Well, man, that is a great thing to convey to all the fans and everybody out there watching. Heavy hearts for a lot of people across a lot of different genres of life. We'll just like to say, once again, Anthony, great job out there today, walking away with a second place finish. Before we let you go, want to give any thank yous, love yous, I do's, anything like that?
Thank you again, Dave. First, shout out to Alex and the gang for what they do here. They do a phenomenal job. KR and you up in the booth, you guys are awesome every week. Alliance Motorsports, kicking some butt, taking some names. We keep on plan on keep on doing it. So we'll catch you next week.
Yes, sir, we will. And KR, I think you may have had time to catch up with our third place finisher coming across the line backwards, the 40 of Anthony English. I meant, no, that is sorry, stupid, reload. That's the 84 of Aspen Belvin.
I have caught up with the 84 of Aspen Belvin. And Aspen, this is an unofficial standing finish here for you. Cross the line in third, but in order to cross that line in third, you had to go through pit road. So iRacing gave you a black flag for that, but I have a feeling here that will be cleared in post-race review. Tell us about that last lap there, Aspen.
Oh man, I was just trying to hang on to Will. Didn't have a whole lot of help at the start. Just trying to create some separation between me and Will and get in front of him. Got fortunate enough for Chase to get in front of me. I started pushing him like hell coming back down the front stretch, and next thing I know, cars are just flying everywhere, and it was pretty much just me and the 63, and I had the lead on them, and it was just us. We had a pretty good gap coming down the backstretch, and coming out of 4, I knew he was going to shoot it high, so I threw the block, and then I saw the 40 and 0 Ford coming around the outside as well, and I knew there was no way I could throw an additional block, so 63 got to my inside. I was going to try to pinch him going through the tribal. There's a little bump there, hoping his car would get a little unsettled, and I may have pinched him a little bit too much. Not entirely sure. I haven't seen the replay yet. But yeah, I knew there was no way I was going to be able to hold off 3 cars coming to the line. So went the fastest route, and that's through pit road, obviously, and finished backwards. So yeah, that was great.
Well, the 84, as I said, unofficially in third place, and a solid race for you. Aspen, the inaugural season champion, you haven't made it back to championship status since then. Solid finishes going for you at the start of this season. What do you feel your chances are to be a contender at the end of this season?
Got to keep digging, man. I mean, me and Travis, we came out here tonight just putting it all on the table and going out there with that Mamba mentality, man. And I pushed Travis around a whole lot, got him a couple laps led, got me a couple laps led. And we're just going to have to keep working together, making sure that we can stay up front, keep our cars clean, not get too much damage. I took some damage early in the race, and it was really weird going down the backstretch. It seemed like we were just hitting walls of air pretty much and just slowing us down. Oof. And yeah, it's just we're gonna have to be consistent. That's all.
All right, Aspen, congratulations on your finish out there tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Oh yeah, again, shout out to you guys up in the booth for doing this every Monday. Alex, everybody with OP, thank you all for throwing this on every Monday. Shout out to my teammate Travis. You know, 2-man team, we're making it work. And pretty much everybody else in the league, we enjoy this. It was really good racing right there near the end.
All right, man. Well, thanks for sticking around and giving us this post-race interview.
Yeah, no problem, man. Y'all take care.
That is Aspen Belvin, pilot of the 84 machine. Thank you very much, Aspen. We appreciate you sticking around. And, you know, wild finish here, Dave, at Talladega, to be expected with the OP Racing.
Yes, it was. And I think they gave me, at least myself, I mean, you've been around them a little bit longer than I have, but I think they yet again pulled another one out of the bag that I haven't seen before from these drivers yet. And that's 3 wide heading through the tri-oval back to the start finish line for the race win. That was a heck of a way to finish tonight's race. Heck of a job by all of those drivers out there all race long, and just another mad crazy, in a good way, that is, mad crazy race by these OP Racing Super Speedway drivers.
That it was nothing left but to go through our results. Keep in mind, these are iRacing results. I believe they will be adjusted in post-race review. Mark Mann is our race winner. That is not disputed. Anthony English finishing second. Third place here being shown as Logan Helton. Travis Elliott fourth. Fifth place going to Donald Stewart. Sixth will be Robert Duvendak.
Seventh will be the 15 of Alex Green. In an eighth, the 52 of Randall Cobb. Ninth position, the 28 of Derek Conley. Rounding out your top 10, the 7 of Josh Milam.
11th place, the 00 of Rob Connors. Les Levy in the 62, finishing in 12th. 13th going to Rodney Cobb in the 44. Will Weber finishing 14th. And 15th in the 77, that will be David Booth.
Coming home tonight, the 35 of Doug Rice finishes in 16th position. 17th to the 95 of James Mayer. Rick Seabrands in the 4 finishes in 18th. 19th goes to the 84 of Aspen Belvin. And in 20th, the 11 of Chase Berry.
21st will be Cody Ober in the 8. 22nd, Ernie Williams Jr. 23rd, Hunter Reynolds in the 26. Tristan Walker in the 12 machine to finish in 24th. 25th will be Dave Hunt.
26th here tonight, the 82 of Daniel Harrington. And in 27th, the 23 of Brian Mansfield. The 14 of Cody Eldred was your race control for tonight's race. So big shout out to Cody being up there, watching over everything, making sure everything goes right and correct on the track for these drivers. And KR, man, yet another one locked down, ready to go in the books. Next week, we'll go back at it once again. What do you think we're in store for as we hit race number 5?
Yeah, Alliance Motorsports coming out of the gate strong, winning the first 4 races. But I gotta tell you, these guys here at OP Racing, the rest of the field, not gonna let that stand. I would be looking for some of these other teams to step up and find a way to break up this stranglehold that Alliance Motorsports has. And I would be looking at drivers from Checkered Flag Motorsports to be one of the first ones to win a race that is not Alliance Motorsports. But let's not count out Fuel Sim Racing. They do an outstanding job week in and week out, and they are another team that has got to be looked at, that will be a dominating presence. But a slow start for everyone that's not Alliance. But the rest of these races, it's still anyone's game. Mark Mann coming away with the race win here tonight. And this season is just getting started, guys. All right, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, I'd like to leave you with a little video put together by Derek Conley. You guys, we'll see you next week.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.